Hello everyone, this is Mike Turner with MEGA-LITE here with another quick tutorial video on how to build your own fixture profiles within Enlighten DMX to USB controller. So first of all guys, the first thing that I want to make sure that you understand is it's important that you actually have the owner's manual of the fixture that you're trying to patch so that you can adequately and efficiently build the profile. Now, there are other ways that you can try to figure out what the channels do, but again, it's always best to have the owner's manual so that you can actually look at the DMX attributes so that you can build the profile the correct way the first time. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Now, you don't have to be in programming mode or playback mode. It doesn't really matter. We're just going to simply go over here to the patch subcategory. Then we're going to click Create New Fixture Profile. Now from here, you kind of see a blank slate. Now, this is essentially the backbone of your fixture profile. A couple things that I want to notate here. In this section, this is where you will actually let the system know how many channels are being used. This is where you give the fixture profile a name. Now, just a little tip, guys. Most fixtures have multiple DMX channel modes. For instance, an RGB LED fixture will typically have a 3-channel mode, a 4-channel mode, and then a 7-channel mode. So when you're naming your fixtures, it's probably important that you include or indicate somewhere in the name what channel mode it's in. That way, later on down the line, when you patch it in, you know. The next thing that I can show you over here is a fixture icon. This is actually going to be something that populates on the icon within the programming mode. It's not necessarily important, but I will tell you it is kind of useful when you build your show and you have a lot of fixtures. It kind of makes it easier to find the fixture at just a glance. The other thing over here, beam angle, pan range, tilt range. Again, if you have the owner's manual and it gives you these attributes, go ahead and put them in. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. Between you and I, guys, it really just affects the way that this fixture renders in the 3D visualizer. If you're not someone who uses that often, or if you just don't care, don't worry about it. So for now, let's go ahead and teach you how to build the actual profile. So for now, I'm just going to build something relatively basic, so that we all understand what's going on here. So I'm just going to do a 4-channel RGB LED fixture here. So again, in this box, I'm going to click 4. You'll see it limited me to 4. And I'm going to call this Chinese LED par. Okay? And then I'm going to put 4-channel mode. Okay? That way I understand when I'm looking for this, I know what it is. Okay? So those of you who are familiar with lighting, we know the first channel is almost always going to be red. So what you do, you click in this box. Now, again, I don't want to get too far into this, but again, experienced users will know that 100% of any value in DMX is 255. So in your owner's manual, you'll probably see the red, green, blue values at 0 to 255. So again, I'm going to skip this because it's already at 0. And then I'm going to go to the next one. And I'm just going to put 255. Over here, by default, it says bitmap. If you click on the little arrow here, you can do color or you can do text. I tend to go to color. And then I'm going to click on red. So that indicates red. And over here, I'm just going to find the red channel. So again, just to recap, my first channel is my red value. 0 to 255 equals red. My second value is going to be green. So I go down here to green. Again, 0 to 255. Now, if you have your owner's manual, and again, I'll get to this in just a moment here, but again, the shutter channel, for example, oftentimes 0 through 5 or 7 is probably closed. 8 through 15 is probably open, and then 16 through so on is various strobing rates, so on and so forth. I'll explain to that in a second, but again, for now, we're just doing colors, so I wanted you to know that typically it goes from 0 to 255. Again, I'm going to click on color here. We're doing the green. Again, we're going to add our blue. 0 to 255. Select color, blue. Now, the part where you see me clicking on the color here, that's not necessary. However, if you guys are familiar with our RGB template, you'll notice that you typically have boxes that you can click on that you automatically select colors. By me creating these colors here in advance, it just makes it so that that renders in that template. Again, it's not necessary, but it's just a little bit more user-friendly. So now we're going to change it up a little bit. The fourth channel here, I'm going to call, let's just say shutter. Okay? And again, like I said in the example, 0 to 7 might be closed. Now see, this is at color because I was originally using color. Now I'm going to go to text. And I'm going to type closed. Okay? The next attribute, now again, before I click on this, if you notice again, this section of channel 4, 0 through 7 value equals the shutter closed. If I do next attribute, it automatically starts at 8. And again, I'm just using a generic idea, so I'm going to go through 15, and I'm going to say open. Next attribute, 15 through, I'm going to say maybe 240. I'm going to type in here, oops. Oh my goodness, what am I doing here? I apologize. Slow to fast. Next attribute. And I'm just going to say open. Okay. So again, I don't have a fixture in front of me. I don't have an owner's manual. I'm just doing a fake fixture for the sake of explaining this to you guys. But if you did have the owner's manual, for instance, a moving head fixture, you're going to have a lot more channels and you're going to have a lot more features, for instance, the color wheel, so on and so forth. So it would take a little bit longer. But this is taking longer than normal because I'm explaining things as I'm going. But to be honest, I'm literally building a fixture profile that's pretty in-depth, and it would take less than 2 minutes. So you don't have to email us or the manufacturer or anyone else to get profiles built. If you have the owner's manual, this is very simple. You can do it yourself. So now I've got the channels the way that I want. I'm going to go ahead and go over here to select fixture type, and I'm just going to say LED. That way I get a little generic LED fixture over here. I get kind of a generic beam angle. In fact, I'm going to change that to 27, which is more common. So anyhow, for all intents and purposes, I have my fixture built the way that I want. Okay. Now I go over here to File. I click on File, and I'm going to save the fixture. Now what this is doing, please look up here. On my computer, you'll see a bunch of folders and subfolders. So within my Windows C drive, under my Enlighten folder, under my Fixtures folder, you'll see a bunch of other folders. And these are various brands. So since this is, for our hypothetical scenario here, I'm just using a Chinese fixture. I'm just going to go under generics, and I'm going to say, see where it says Chinese LED Park is what I named it earlier. And I'm going to click open, and then I'm going to save it. And now it's saved. So I can click out of this now. And so now I've saved that profile in my system. So now I'm just going to patch it like normal. So I'm going to go patch, load patch new fixture. If you remember, I saved that under generics. And I called it the Chinese LED Par 4 channel. So I'm just going to select this and patch it the same way I would everything else. So again, guys, that's how you would actually build your own fixture profile. Once again, it is imperatively important that you actually have the owner's manual for your fixture or anything that indicates the DMX channel values. That way you can build this efficiently. Again, guys, thank you again for supporting MEGA-LITE. We're definitely here to help you. Please feel free to call us if you need any help or if you have any questions. Until the next time, guys, I guess we'll talk to you soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.